There's only been one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade.
Did Deadpool Wolverine just predict the future of MCU Blade? Well, I hope it doesn't get cancelled. More on MCU Blade later in the review. Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another movie review. And today, I am going to be doing a review on Blade. So Blade is a Marvel film, not only a Marvel film, but one of the earliest Marvel films yet, and as well based on the comics of Blade, and it came out in the year 1998, the same year as gems like Saving Private Ryan, The Prince of Egypt, and my personal favorite movie of 1998, Mulan, and it's directed by Stephen Norrington, and it stars Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, Na Bush, right? Donna Log, Udo here, yeah, and a bunch of others who I don't really know about. And so the film tells the story of the Daywalker known as a Blade, a half vampire and half mortal man, who becomes the protector of humanity against an underground army of vampires. Blade must get revenge on his arch nemesis, Deacon Frost, who killed Blade's mother. So he goes on a quest of vengeance for this, but at the same time, he must protect a girl named a woman named Dr. Karen, who was about to be bitten by vampires, but then she goes on with this quest with Blade. But while Blade's main mission is to kill Deacon Frost, he also must protect Karen from getting bitten. But then later on, it eventually becomes revealed that Blade's mother is actually not dead, but she has just been turned into a vampire, and has become the slave of Deacon Frost. Now there's a reason why I am reviewing this movie right now. One of the reasons is because of Halloween month. Recently a new Marvel movie has came out in theaters that goes by the name of Venom: The Last Dance, which I still stand by my thoughts on it. I still think it's the best Sony Spider-Man universe movie. I mean, but I'm not surprised it's getting hate. Although I was not expecting the hate to be so toxic, and for people to go as far as calling it the worst Venom film. Well, let me be honest, it's still considered the worst one, but yeah, kind of a shame. That people are taking it to the extreme. Since there's a new Marvel movie out right now and it's Halloween, I thought it was a perfect time for me to talk about a Marvel horror movie. Well, there isn't a lot of Marvel horror films. I mean, there's Ghost Rider, but maybe I'll save that for the future. Maybe when Ghost Rider gets his time to shine in the MCU. There's also what's that? There's also the New Mutants, which I already ranted on, and I am never going back to that shit again after my rant on that. So I think Blade is the best option when it comes to these horror Marvel movies. Yeah, this is the best one so far, mainly because because of all the Blade news. Because as of now, everyone is talking about Blade. Like every single film fan on Twitter and social media, and the Marvel fans are talking about Blade. And 2024 seems like the year of Blade's comeback. Why, you may ask? Well, because Wesley Snipes' Blade has returned to Deadpool Wolverine. Well, if only Wesley Snipes' Blade, if only I knew Wesley Snipes' Blade was a part of the was going to be in Deadpool Wolverine, I would have made a review of that film beforehand. And ever since I saw Blade and Deadpool Wolverine, and the fact that Blade ended up being one of the best cameos in the film, I decided that I was going to review Blade this year, but not quite in July because I had other videos to do as well, other things to do in life. So the best time for me to review Blade was for Halloween season, because it's a vampire film, I'm actually a fan of vampire movies. I think vampire is on pace to become my favorite type of horror movie, especially with the Sinners coming out, which I highly predict that Sinners is going to be my new horror film of all time. And we even got a vampire movie as the best horror movie of this year, Abigail, which is kind of a shame that no one talks about Abigail. I think Abigail should be talked about more. I mean, both the vampire horror movies and serial killer and whodunit serial killers horror movies are my favorite types of horror films. I'd say for now, serial killer whodunit horror movies would be my favorite type of horror. My favorite type of horror. Mainly because of the infamous Scream franchise, which I am actually planning to rewatch Scream 5 and Scream 6 soon, probably before the month ends. As for my thoughts on the MCU Blade, before I get into my thoughts on this original version of Blade, now I will say that it is one of the upcoming MCU films I am excited for less. I did say on my Letterboxd review of Blade that the MCU Blade is my least anticipated MCU movie, but actually I'll admit maybe I would not go that far on reflection. Armor Wars would be my least anticipated upcoming MCU movie, and don't get me wrong, there is not a single MCU movie that I am not excited for at all. I'm actually excited for every single one of them, but mainly the reason why I consider Armor Wars to be my least anticipated upcoming MCU film is because of the fact that Justin Hammer is going to be in it. Oh my God, why bring in Justin Hammer, aka the most overrated MCU villain ever? I will eventually rant on Iron Man 2 and also review the Iron Man trilogy in preparation for Armor Wars, but I think just the fact that Justin Hammer is there, and also I have no idea what exactly is going to happen in Armor Wars, is why it's probably the one that I'm least excited for. But I still think Armor Wars will be a good movie. But Blade, Blade is right now the most troubled production film, and might just take the record for the most delayed movie ever. It's been getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And now I will say that I don't like the fact that Blade gets killed off in the original script. That's actually why the director and some of the crew members, a lot of them, hate the script for the Blade, and why they had to keep on rewriting it until they get it right, because of the decision to kill off Blade in just one movie. I think that is bad. But although the fact that it's woke and it's going to be girl power, one of the main reasons why it's getting pushed back, that is bullshit. I honestly hope that Blade won't be end up being a woman hating and pro male movie. And please don't tell me they're going to abandon Maya Goth as Lilith, because Maya Goth is probably the main reason why I'm actually excited for Blade. I'm one of those rare people. Besides, I like the casting of Mahershala Ali as Blade, but Maya Goth is my go-to reason for the main reason why I'm hyped for Blade. I wouldn't say hyped, but rather excited. Because while I wouldn't say I'm passionate about Maya Goth, I would consider as one of my favorite actresses of all time. She's one of those actresses who I believe can do no wrong, and I like to see everything she's in, especially after that Amazing trilogy. Plus, including that underrated Maxine, which I think is the most underrated horror film of the year. So yeah, now so enough of the MCU Blade movie. Now, as for my thoughts on this new as for my thoughts on this film, Blade is the people acknowledge Blade as the first Marvel movie, like the first Marvel movie to like kickstart the Marvel blockbuster phase, and I can totally see why, because sorry, my bad, but yeah, I actually didn't. Yeah, that actually was not what you think it is, by the way. Now, yeah, I can see why people acknowledge it, because Blade is actually the first one of the first comic book films where people started to take superhero movies seriously. Yeah, we may have gems back then, like Superman 1978, Batman 1989, 89 other stuff. But when it comes to superhero films in the 1990s decade, 90s decade, the 90s decade was without question the worst, one of, if not the worst decade for superhero movies, because this decade we've been getting duds after duds after duds, and Superman 3, Superman 3 and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Yeah, we got shitty ass films. Sure, we got some good ones as well, like Batman Returns and TMNT 1990. But hear me out. Yeah, the TMNT 3. Well, and TMNT is technically a comic book film. If people are dumb enough to not know. Batman Forever. What else? The 90s Captain America movie. The 1994 Fantastic Four, which I refuse to watch, because if people say the 1984 Fantastic Four film is worse than the Fan Force 2050, then maybe it's best if I don't watch it. Anyways, it's not. I mean, it doesn't even look like a real movie, anyways. And of course, my least favorite superhero film of all time, Batman and Robin. But then came a bunch of gems like Batman: The Mask of the Phantasm, which I think is the best comic book movie of the 1990s. But now DC was on a roll back then, like with their older films. But when it came to Marvel movies, DC pretty much kicked Marvel's ass back then. But too bad. Now DC is like falling behind, and now Marvel is rising up thanks to the god of superhero franchises known as the MCU. But with this film, what makes this film special is that it's actually the first Marvel movie to actually have some quality to them, to actually be a quality film and actually feel like a real movie. Because the first two Marvel films, Howard the Duck was the first Marvel movie ever made, and who the fuck likes Howard the Duck anyways? And then we got 90s Captain America, which, by the way, I will do a rant on 90s Captain America in preparation for Brave New World. But yes, I will review all the MCU Captain America movies too. And for those of you who call Sam Wilson a fake Captain America, well, you might want to reconsider when looking at the shitty 90s Captain America and 90s Fantastic Four, which I just said I'm not watching it ever. People just said that the MCU is doomed, but then came Blade. Sure, Blade did get mixed reviews from critics, but it had a cult following because, again, it was the first Marvel movie to feel like a real movie. Gotta acknowledge for that. This does deserve to be acknowledged as the first Marvel blockbuster. And I gotta say, And sorry about the noise, but yeah, I gotta say, Blade is actually awesome. Blade is an awesome movie. I actually really like it. Do I think it's a masterpiece and one of the best comic book movies of all time? No, hell no, not even close. Not even one of the best Marvel movies. But I know someone on my Instagram who consider this as one of the best Marvel. Consider this as one of the best Marvel movies I ever. And I get that, but people, just because it's the first Marvel blockbuster does not mean it's the best Marvel movie ever. And I know that people say that this is the first Marvel film to actually be to actually take itself seriously. And while it does take itself seriously, it's not as serious as you think, because it's still a goofy and campy Marvel flick. It is very cheesy and campy. But like what I said, it's the first Marvel film to actually have quality to it, to put effort, and to feel like a real movie. And now, it is a very simple film, but it's meant to be simple. I mean, it's because people want to see fun in this film. They don't want to see a deep and intellectual story. I mean, it's basically just about a half human and half vampire killing a hero killing vampires. And and this is the first violent karma film. And because this came out at the time where people thought that karma movies were for kids. And by the way, screw the people who say that the karma movies are for kids. And people I don't used to tell me, oh, you don't want to talk, Frozen. You call animation for babies. Okay, first of all, stop bringing up the past. The only reason I still call animation for babies sometimes, occasionally, is because of my haters trying to bring up the past. Even though you guys did not realize that I stopped calling animation for babies in 2023, and I regretted it. And I admit that I regret saying that, but you guys just don't care. You just still want to paint me as a bad guy, even though I try to be good. But oh well, yeah. I'm not gonna over talk about my haters here. But where could I start with this? Oh yeah, let's start with the best part of the film immediately, because it is the best part is in the opening. Yes, guys, I am talking about the opening scene. The opening fight scene. This features one of my absolute favorite opening scenes in a comic film. Yeah, I am not exaggerating on that. Everything about the opening scene just rules. From the badass choreography to the banger score from Mark Isham. Yeah, I'm actually talking about the opening nightclub fight, where basically this girlfriend of a man takes her boyfriend to a nightclub, but as it turns out that she actually just only brought him to the nightclub to turn him into a vampire, because that nightclub was exclusive for vampires. And then came Blade coming in to kick ass, and even that score, man, that chef's kiss. And also the badass, that is how you do an opening fight right there. Now, the rest of the film that never reached the heights of that opening fight, but the whole movie itself is still great regardless. Wesley Snipes is the definitive Blade actor, and even though I like the casting of Mahershala Ali as Blade, I don't think he can top Wesley Snipes, and I don't even think the Blade reboot will top this as the best Blade movie. Okay, well, if the Blade reboot tops this as the best Blade movie, I mean, fine, but I highly doubt Mahershala Ali will top Wesley Snipes. But it's not really impossible for MCU Blade to be the best Blade movie, because Maya Goth. But oh well, we'll see. But I'm leaning more on predicting that this will still remain the best Blade movie. I think MCU Blade will be on the same level as Blade 2, maybe even top it. But who knows? The story is very basic, but again, we don't need a complex story like what I said. We did not come to this for a deep and compelling story, but it is well written, I will say. At least it's solid, right? the writing is solid. The film is purely entertaining from start to finish, and it never loses its fun once throughout. Deacon Frost is a great villain and one of those pure examples on how to handle an over-the-top villain, right? And honestly, if the MCU were to reboot Deacon Frost into the universe, as one of Blade's arch nemesis, I think cast Robert Pattinson as Deacon Frost. Trust me, he will be a perfect Deacon Frost. And no, I'm not only saying that just because he looks like Edward from Twilight. No, I don't know on that. And on that, yeah, Mercury is also an awesome, yeah. Mercury, Frost's girlfriend, is also an awesome villain too, and probably the hottest character in the film. Ooh. Now, I'm not saying she's one of the hottest character ever, but just the hottest character in the film. And I like Karen too. I mean, great character. But even though Mercury is the hottest character in the film, Blade himself is still the best character in the film, undoubtedly. Yeah, one of those movies where I'd consider the main male character to be the best character in the film. Now, the film is definitely not perfect, not a masterpiece by any means, as there are some flaws to the film. Yeah, the CGI is clearly outdated, and I know it's a 90s film, but this is the late 90s, and 1998 has some as we've gotten movies with amazing visual effects in the 1990s, like Jurassic Park, for example, and in the same year as this, Saving Private Ryan, incredible VFX. So please don't tell me that give the excuse that it's an old movie, it's meant to look outdated, because again, did you see how CGI can be revolutionary in the 90s? Like, did you even watch a Jurassic Park? Yeah, there were like some moments where I was like looking away, like in the final battle, which was my second favorite action scene in the film, by the way. Frost splits his body in half, like a vertical wise, and even see like cartoony blood coming out of this. Yeah, the blood is literally cartoon, and it's actually very weird. Oh, and also Pearl, who I think is the worst character in the film. Yeah, his design made me want to vomit. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it looked like shit. I understand he's meant to look like that, but still, I mean, I saw his design in the comics and I still don't like it. Blade's mother is miscast. Sana Alantan, was not fit for the role. Now, don't get me wrong, I would say that I actually was okay with the idea, the premise of Blade's mother actually becoming the henchman of Frost. Because of how she actually turned into a vampire, and Frost loved Blade's mother so much that he decided to choose her out of all vampires to be his secondary villain character. But here's a problem. The actress is the problem because the miscasting is really a big deal because Wesley Snipes is in his late 30s in the film when it came out, and you want to know how old the actress of his mother was? Yep, in her 20s. Yeah, I mean, that's like casting someone like Ryan Gosling in a role, but then have Saoirse Ronan play as his mother. Yeah, it kind of feels that way. It's just. Oh, and also not to mention Vanessa, who's the name of Blade's mother, by the way? Vanessa and Karen, they look way too similar. So in the climax, in the third act of the film, sorry about that. Yeah, in the third act of the film where they were on screen together, you could not tell who the hell who's Vanessa, who's Karen. Like, I almost got fooled for a second that Karen is the one that Karen betrayed Blade, but turns out it's his mother. So so overall, Blade may not be a perfect film and one of Marvel's masterpieces, but it is a revolutionary Marvel film that made people that convince people that comic book movies can be taken seriously if they're done right. Done right. Yeah. So yeah. Now yeah, it's that. While it's not the best movie in 1998, as that would go to Mulan. I would actually put this in my top 10 best movies of 1998 list. And yeah, so with that said, guys, I'm going to give Blade a 4.5 stars out of 5. Now, as for the Blade sequels, Guillermo del Toro's Blade 2 and Blade Trinity, I will review those films in preparation for Blade, the Blade MCU Blade reboot when the data gets closer to Blade to MCU Blade. So yeah, now. So at least I get to review a Blade movie in preparation for it. But unless if that Midnight Suns movie releases first before Blade, yeah, I'll also review Blade 2 and Blade Trinity in preparation. Because yeah, people are making rumors that Midnight Suns is going to release first before Blade. And at this point, I won't be shocked if that's true. But again, I just hope that Blade actually does not get canceled. But thankfully, Mahershala Ali did say that he's finally happy with the Blade script at last, and they're gonna move forward with it. So yeah, good luck. I gotta say, good luck, MCU Blade. So also for my review of Blade, what are your thoughts on the film? Do you like the film as much as I did, or are you one of those people, or do you side with Rotten Tomatoes and say that this movie is not very good? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my rant on Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes, I did review Five Nights at Freddy's last year, but I think that movie, boy, my thoughts have declined and declined on that film. I think that movie deserves a rant from me. So yeah, bye guys.